Hi, welcome back. Today I'm here with my November TBR. It's a little terrifying. It's already November. And this is going to be an interesting month because I realized that back when I first started NetGalley, I may or may not have been pretty aggressively requesting ARCs. And I think I have like 7 of them that are due in November. So, I need to get to those, or most of them at least. If you're interested, in a bit I will read you the list of what those all are. Yeah, I'm now being much more careful in how many things I request on NetGalley, but I have a lot of ARCs. I am also participating in Nonfiction November, hosted by a book olive. So I'm going to quickly tell you, I can't even remember like what all of the things are. Maybe I'll do like a whole Nonfiction November announcement video. That's probably a good idea. I should do that. I'll do an announcement video. But quickly, to tell you the 4 books that I'm going to attempt to read in the month of November to meet all of the challenges. The first one is Code Girls, The Untold Story of the American Women Codebreakers of World War II by Liza Mundy. This was actually sent to me by Hachette Books. They asked if I'd be interested in a copy. I said yes, definitely. It sounds really cool, and it's been a bestseller. I'm just really interested in the topic, so that is the first book I'm hoping to get to. The second one is Hunger by Roxane Gay, a memoir of my body, and I've heard really great things about this. I like what I have read of Roxane Gay, and I've been really wanting to read more of her, so this seems like a good opportunity. The next nonfiction book I'm hoping to get to is Hell's Princess, The Mystery of Belle Gunness, Butcher of Men by Harold Schechter. This is about a female serial killer, which is fascinating, where apparently she would lure men to her farm and they would disappear. And yeah, so this sounds super interesting. She lived in, it was in between 1902 and 1908 that they know of. So yeah, interested in that. And then the final book that I'm hoping to pick up for Nonfiction November is America's Dark Theologian, The Religious Imagination of Stephen King by Douglas E. Cowan. So this just intrigues me. I'm not a big Stephen King reader, but I think this is interesting, like thinking about what he has done culturally and the way he thinks about religion. So yeah, I don't know, it just seemed intriguing, so I will give that one a try as well. Those are all the books that I'm hoping to pick up for Nonfiction November. I also have a couple of buddy reads planned for the month. The first one is Sea Fire by Natalie C. Parker, and I'm planning to read this with Sassy Ginger Book Obsession, which I can link her channel down below. I think this is some kind of like a feminist YA story about a group of female pirates and that are like almost steampunk or like techie, and I've heard really good things about it, so I'm gonna give this one a try. The other book that I'm gonna be buddy reading is continuing on from last month. Last month we read The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. This month we will be reading The Mime Order by Samantha Shannon. This is book 2 in the series, and I really liked book 1. I think the world's really interesting. I did have a few issues with it, so I'm sure I will talk about that in my wrap-up. But I am definitely interested in continuing on with the series. So this is book 2. We're planning on reading this. It is a bit of a chunker. I think it's like 500 pages. It's about 500 pages. But I'm reading this with a group organized by Lauren over at the Novel Lush. I will link her channel down below, so I will be reading this next month as well. Moving on, we'll see. Like, it's gonna be an interesting month, guys. So a couple of books that I'm hoping to get to fairly early on in the month. One is because I'm going to a signing. This is Kingdom of the Blazing Phoenix by Julie C. Dowd. This is the second book in a duology. Forest of a Thousand Lanterns was the first book. Came out last year, was one of my favorite books of the year, and I've been highly anticipating this. It is a Asian-inspired Snow White retelling, and book 1 was the Evil Queen's backstory, and oh my gosh, it was so good, and this is Snow White's story, so I'm really looking forward to that one. So I'm hoping to read it before the signing early in November. And then I also have a book that was sent to me by an indie author for review. This is The Last Dragon Princess by Cynthia Payne. It looks beautiful. She reached out to me, it sounded right up my alley, and I read the first chapter and was intrigued. It is YA fantasy, and it involves dragon shifters and this girl who was born to the lowest caste of her society, but born with these markings that make her a dragon princess. And so it's got intrigue and romance, and I'm really excited to get into this one. It is her debut novel, so go check her out. I am also hoping to get to A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. This is a YA Beauty and the Beast retelling. It's another one on the longer side. It's like 450 pages. I also really want to read Black Wings Beating by Alex London. This has been on my, I now have a hardcover copy of it. I had an ARC, now I have a hardcover copy, and I still haven't read it, and I really want to. It's been on my TBR several times. So yes, this is queer YA fantasy that involves falconry, and I feel like I'm gonna love it, so I really want to read it. I am also hoping to get to The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy by Mackenzie Lee. I went to a signing for this. I love Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, and this is the follow-up novel. This is Felicity's story. I've heard such good things about it, and I know it's going to be a fun, quick read. I just need to actually get to it. And then I also, finally, want to get to And I Darken by Kirsten White. I was kind of hoping to do this as an audiobook, but I am not the biggest fan of the narrator. I gave it a try, and the narrator just isn't going to work for me, so unfortunately that's not going to happen, but I do really want to read this, so I'm hoping to pick this up this month. Okay, so I have other things that I would like to get to. We'll see how it's gonna go. First, let me just quickly read you off the list of the books that I have on NetGalley that I'm supposed to get to this month. The first one that I need to get to is Empress of All Seasons by Amiko Jean. I think this is like a Asian-inspired YA fantasy. Also, Love a la Mode by Stephanie Kate Strom. This is like a YA contemporary romance that I've heard good things about. Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. And this one is like a YA kind of drama thriller type thing, I think. I'm trying to be much more strategic about what I request because it's like a lot. Okay, and then I've got, oh my gosh, it's so many books. Okay. Then there is Umber Touched by Olivia Blackburn. This is the follow-up to Roseblood, which I read last year and really liked. And that's like YA kind of fantasy, but it doesn't really have much magic in it, but it's good. Then there is City of Broken Magic by Mira Bolender, and that one I think is adult urban fantasy, if I'm not mistaken. And finally, The Lying Woods by Ashley Elston, and this is like a YA creepy book of some sort, I think. So yeah, guys, I like accidentally ended up with way too many NetGalley ARCs for November, so I have like 7 of them. So I will be interspersing those with all of this and hopefully getting to most, if not all of them. And then I will definitely be requesting far fewer of those in the future. Other things. So I have a stack of like romance novels that I will probably be interspersing with other stuff. So I'm going to tell you some of the things that are kind of like on my radar or possibilities for that. First, I have Heartstone by L. Catherine White. This is a adult fantasy romance, and it is a Pride and Prejudice retelling with dragons. So that sounds super fun. I also have Born to be Wild by Eloisa James. This is part of a historical romance series that I've really been enjoying. I think this is book 3. I've read the other 2. I also have a paranormal romance. This is the first in a new series by Gina Showalter, Shadow and Ice, Gods of... Shadow and... Okay, so I have a friend who's going to join me for a little bit because there's no babysitter this week. She's on vacation, so I'm filming in between, and he's done with his show. So let's see if we can finish this up quickly. So like I was saying, Shadow and Ice, the first in the Gods of War series by Gina Showalter. And then I also have The Governess Game by Tessa Dare, who is really, really funny. And I like her historical romance. Say hello.
Hi.
Hi. You want to go play? You want to go play? Oh. Okay. Okay, and then I also have The Christmas Sisters by, oh thank you, by Sarah Morgan, and this one looks super cute. I've talked about it. Okay, we're gonna probably have to end there. I also, if you can't see, I have like a stack of YA ARCs that I've not gotten to, and I think I'm gonna do a try a chapter tag and see which ones of them I want to do. I have other books I may pick up, but these are the main ones on my list. We will see how it goes, because I have too many ARCs. Oh good, we're playing with water now. I don't know how much of that you can hear, but yeah. Thankfully, I got through at least one other video before this happened. Well, we'll see. You know, this is mom life, guys. Real life being a YouTuber and a mom, so. Okay, sorry, I hope that wasn't too scattered with like stops and starts, but talk to me in the comments down below. Let me know if you guys are participating in Nonfiction November, if you want to read any of these with me, if you have any thoughts or feelings about any of them. Let me know. We're going to see how this month progresses. It is going to be an interesting one because, yeah, I gotta be more careful with how much stuff I request, and hopefully in the future I can then like get to like more things on my backlist on my bookshelves, which I'm trying to do. So there you have it. Question of the day for an entry into my bi-monthly international giveaway is, how many books do you typically read in a month? It's a good one. All right, like I said, talk to me in the comments down below. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.